Welcome. Is my mic working? Yes, it is. Welcome to VRML Breachers channel. It is preseason. We are now in week 6. We're pretty much deep into the season now. A lot of these teams are starting to find their footing and really go against other teams that are of similar caliber, or at least of similar skill level. At least for most teams, I think at this point. And I think it goes to show, right? A lot of these casts I've been seeing the past couple weeks are a lot more closer. And showing more, I think, fun gameplay instead of seeing teams get rolled left and right. So it's definitely fun. Anyways, for tonight, we do have a slightly newer team. We have DEFCON on the left side. You can see their matchup. Let's pull up the matchup right now if we could. So, the record for DEFCON, they have a 1-1. Was that a draw? I think I'm reading that right. And DEADVERSES Elite is with a 2-4. So obviously right now they spend more time. They've been doing well. They got right, at least for DEADVERSES, they have more experience right now in the competitive season versus DEFCON. But I will say you can't count them out, right? I've seen a lot of teams come in to this league, and while they technically might not have the same amount of experience or seniority within the league, we really don't know, right? They might have been playing in other leagues. They might have been playing scrims and playing competitively before they decided that they felt good enough to hop into the game. So definitely really cool to see these teams match up. We'll see how it goes tonight. And I don't know who's my bet is on. Normally I can kind of guess looking at who the teams have played against and what their experience looks like, but I really never quite know. And I've learned that from time and time again as I see these teams come up to each other, and either someone clutches up a crazy round or someone just makes a really bad mistake and the other team is able to capitalize on that. So that's why I think Breachers is always really exciting, because it's fast-paced, people are getting shot left and right, and it's crazy. It's all out mayhem sometimes, and at this point it appears the teams do have all 10 in the lobby. However, it looks like there's some kind of mix-up with the teams. I don't know. They're really taking their time. Let me ping the captain and say that I am ready to go. Alright, I'm ready to go. But it appears that the first map is going to be Skyscraper, which is always a fun map. Always a fun map to watch, to see how these teams handle it. Because Skyscraper just always, feels funny. People say it's more of a defender-oriented map. I say it could really swing either way. But I think Skyscraper, to me, because it can swing in many different directions, out of the 3 maps, when you're thinking about Factory, when you're thinking about Hideout, I think it definitely skews more towards the middle. So it's more of the neutral ground one. It's a map where you either, if you have exceptional roamers, you're just gonna dominate on the defending team. But if you don't have that, I think you tend to have something that favors the attacking team more, right? They have more time and more space to really move around and set up their push on the site, where normally a roamer would be able to at least slow that down or force out some unfavorable positions and situations. So we will see. Anyways, looks like they are finally setting up in the lobby. We will. I'm just waiting for these teams to get going, but it's fine. I have water today. It's definitely a lot better than some of the other days I've been casting, and I don't have water, and my throat's going bad, and I can't talk or anything. Anyways, it appears that they will be starting pretty soon, which is exciting. But like I said, matchup looks good. DEFCON is, I guess, more of a junior team compared to DEADVERSES, so I'm curious to see how they handle it. Maybe DEADVERSES, with their more experience, that'll be able to handle some of these plays a lot better than DEFCON might, or maybe DEFCON, regardless of their competitive experience in VRML, is able to show that there is a reason they're in this league playing against this team right now. So we'll see how they handle up. But it's definitely exciting, and they are smashing that button, hoping to hop in pretty soon. Anyways, the game will be getting underway, and it looks like my API thing didn't work. That's great. Let's start the round. Anyways, we are good to go, and the first pistol round's always kind of a wash, right? You never quite know how things are going to pan out. I think it's a good marker of how the teams will perform, but it's not the end all be all, right? Seeing how a team performs in The pistol round really does help them set the momentum going forward. But I've seen teams get, you know, knocked 2, 3 in a row and they just start coming back with a dominant win streak. So you never quite know. But it's a good start. It's a nice dance. It's a nice start to the dance. See, seeing how these teams handle defending and attacking and how they really want to start their pushes. Anyways, it looks like we're starting on. Let me see if I memorized all the callouts. It should be office and dining kitchen. It's one of those, or lounge sort of setup. This is one of the maps where it has like 3 or 4 lounges or lobbies. Anyways, looks like DEADVERSES is coming down the staircase slowly, coming on the first floor, really taking their time to let this play develop and not have anything crazy happen. On the other end, we do have Atomic Dog playing the roamer, really taking their time, trying to see if they can catch somebody out or force some bad plays. And I think the hardest thing too about roamers is knowing when to really play into it and when to kind of take a breather, right? You don't want to force yourself in these one-on-one situations or even 2 or 3-on-1 situations because that's not fun. Anyways, DEADVERSES Elite is starting to get set up in the hallway. We'll see if they make any pushes soon. I don't think anyone has a breach, so they have to play through the doors, which are definitely not the most favorable positions. But they do have this room kind of knocked down. Someone is pushing in. And the art engagement to get back, and Ripper gets knocked down. Registry trying to get some shots off, isn't able to quite finish anything down. But Budgie able to come in and help support Registry. Anyways, the plant does start, and they are able to finish that off. Now the EMP is down, and DEADVERSES is off to a good start. They're now on the defensive. Anyways, Atomic Dog does take a shot out. Budgie tries to come in but gets knocked down, and that's a 2-piece for DEADVERSES Elite. They're now 3 on-site holding down versus Bada Boom. Anyways, Renegade tries to come up. Bada Boom tries to get shots off. Unfortunately, Renegade's able to shut them down, and 1 point does go to DEADVERSES Elite. And, you know, that's what I was saying on the back end. That's a moment where in the back we saw the roamer. They were there. They were ready to set up. They were smart about taking their time and not forcing those attacks at the beginning. But unfortunately, they took too long. That's also the thing too. You have to balance. There's a delicate balance between this aggressive gameplay and more passive gameplay. And unfortunately, we didn't quite see that from DEFCON yet. Unfortunate for them. But hey, that is round 1. We're off to 1 start. They have plenty of time, so we don't have to worry about it. But DEADVERSES, the economy's looking healthy. I mean, Shay already putting into a Vezin. Some of their teammates going into SMGs, but we're seeing on DEFCON side, they're deciding to lean into another save round, which is definitely a smarter gameplay. And we'll see how they do, you know, work out, because usually when you do the double save round, they should be going to the 3rd round with Vezins and being able to fully kit out their team. And that's when you can usually see a pretty good response from the other team finally coming back and attacking them. Anyways, DEADVERSES setting up on the window into radio, but not quite committing, taking their time, while their teammates are on the other side, coming in slowly down that staircase. Interesting, the team decided to actually pull off the roamer, not playing any roamers this round, leaning really into watching, broadcasting, and mixing, and staying anchored to the side, really. You know, they have 3 people on site, ready for any consolidated pushes. Budgie able to get those shots off on Shade, and Shade just could not punish that. And again, we're not seeing DEADVERSES play out any breaching, which wow, never mind. Beautiful frag by Mesmerize around the corner. Shots off from Mesmerize, almost taking down Ripper, but not quite. Another frag going, oh, that's a flash. I don't think it quite hit anybody though. Anyways, they fully committed, but 2 or 3 of them got him down, and that goes another piece on the back end from Registry, knocking it out for DEFCON, securing them the win for that round. And lots of back and forth, exciting things to say the least. Yeah, those flashes definitely very finicky, right? If you don't play them well and you don't know if they landed or not, you will get killed. And that's what we saw there. We saw a hard push from a team that thought they had the flash off, and unfortunately, it just rolled behind, I think, the desk, allowing them to not get hit by the flash, and unfortunately tricking DEADVERSES into thinking the flash actually went off. And honestly, one of the first things I would have recommended is really DEADVERSES leaning more into the breaching. I mean, it's round 3 and they're finally having somebody buy out a breach. Because I think people really do underestimate how useful breaching is in this game. You know, you're talking about, like, think about this wall, for example. Breaching this opens up this huge line of sight that normally a door doesn't really give you the same line of sight, right? They tend to be a little bit tighter and not as open. Versus here, you have way more coverage on everything. Granted, the team obviously is expecting to play through that, but it's now more points for them to have to watch and worry about versus, oh, you know, this room, for example, only has 3 points of entry with the window and the 2 doors, right? Now, adding another one, that's one more place to worry about. Anyways, looks like DEADVERSES is taking another roamer, but not quite leaning into it yet. Looks like they took out Registry this time, because I believe the first time around it was Atomic Dog. Unfortunately, didn't work out that time. Anyways, on the back end, Mesmerize doesn't get the shot off. Team is starting to fully commit into the room, trying to get peeks around. On the back end, you got Renegade. Am I reading it right? Bada Boom is actually not even really playing. Anyways, team is committing to the what do they call it? I gotta be talking ball. Ripper's trying to get shots off. On the back end, they are pushing hard on the A side, again securing it with their team. And now it's down to Ripper with a 1v4 situation. Not looking good for DEFCON, and it's not impossible, but definitely not a favorable position. Anyways, Roundabout tries to come in, but unfortunately didn't see the other person. Commits with a flash, and it does go off. We'll see if he commits and tries to go in for the kill. Doesn't commit fast enough, and Ripper's able to take him down. Anyways, Renegade, beautiful drop shot, and does manage to finish the kill off on Ripper. I don't know, lots of back and forth right now, right? And that's what I'm saying. We're now into 6 weeks into the season. The MMR has really shifted a lot of these teams into places where, you know, I really do think they deserve to be at. But we'll see how it goes. Last round, I believe Budgie was bugging out, but it looks like they're back in. Maybe they're taking a water break in between rounds, but we will be fine for that. And a lot of throwing around of the EMP from DEADVERSES the lead. Definitely fun to watch, but we'll see what they do. Lots of talking, maybe a lot of back and forth. I don't know what's going on. They are definitely having their fun here. And this is, I mean, hey, have fun. I do think it is a little bit of wasted time when you could be setting up in proper positions. But hey, if it's already set up, looks like they're pushing staircase, I guess it doesn't matter. Anyways, team is coming down the staircase. They are running into a door blocker. It's double, you know, tripped up, thrown in the frag. And Registry does get hit out and shot down from the window. Oh no, from the back end actually. Beautiful gameplay from DEADVERSES Elite to be able to utilize those different angles. Mesmerize on the back and gets a push in already, starting to commit to the room. Looks like they are going to be setting in the breach and pushing in onto A site. I don't think the team quite knows what's going to happen. And never mind, right when I said that, they just started getting shots off. Smart gameplay by DEFCON. Start getting some pre-shots off. Anyways, Ripper getting some shots off on a roundabout. Mesmerize trying to commit in, see if there's anyone in there. Ripper taking another shot down. It's now looking like it's going to be DEFCON's game potentially. They have the 4v3, but can they hold and commit? Yes, they can. Atomic Dog on the back and gets a shot off. And the EMP is down, so now it is not in favorable position. Neat really just holding out the angle, hoping someone commits. But DEFCON playing it smart, not overplaying their hand. They're just holding it tight. They know how they have time on their side. And Ripper's just expecting someone to push in through the breach wall. We'll see if they do. Will they pinch this room together? Neat trying to get some shots off. Starting to commit. Gets the shots off on Neat. And now down to Renegade. Wrecks everything. Trying to commit in. Almost gets shot down. Now down to Renegade. Now it's between Renegade and Budgie, yeah. And they are low on health in DEFCON. Anyways, Renegade gets beautiful headshots off. Good commitment. And beautiful gameplay there. Just smart gameplay by DEFCON, right? They had the advantage. They didn't have to push it. There was no reason to push it if they didn't have to, and that's what they did. I think sometimes people get so bloodthirsty on some of the rounds that they decide that they really have to punch it and push it when they have the numbers advantage. When really, if they kind of just hold it back, play with your teammates, you know that to play into your hand, and that's exactly what DEFCON did there. You know, they saw the improve on one side, they had a breach wall on the other end, and at that point they just had to wait. They knew that at least one person was over there when it was down to 2 players on the other team, and you know, being able to catch out one of them would have been good. You know, if you're gonna push, I would have obviously tried to opt in for some kind of pinching gameplay to really minimize having your teammates die out. But that's just being nitpicky, you know, because they did good there. They played their time. They didn't over push it, and it worked out for them. Register really playing a cheeky spot in the little box here, and it works. You know, when you see people come in, they're not really expecting someone to be all the way back here, especially if you crouch down, right? Anyways, Mesmerize on the back, and again, shots in, and they do get a kill from there. On the other end, Atomic Dog gets caught out in the middle of the hallway, and you gotta watch those hallways. Sorry, I'm like looking around too, trying to figure out what they're doing. Registray holding it off. Mesmerize knows someone's there. No, doesn't. Registray looking around, trying to see if they can get a shot off on them. And are they ready to take the kill? And yes, they are. Beautiful gameplay there. Anyways, team fully committing in. Shots off on Budgie, was not ready for that two people on one. Now down to a 3v3 situation. Things are starting to even out, and unfortunately, it was just about to work out perfectly for DEADVERSES, but it just started rolling down and not a favorable position at all. He's really holding in that long shot, and that's a beautiful sniping shot. Anyway, Shade doesn't know where to look as they commit and look at the wrong angle. On the back end, Registry gets a shot off on the outside, and man, they were not ready for that in the courtyard. With the EMP down and Renegade down to a 1v3 situation, DEADVERSES has a huge uphill battle. Never mind, Registry shuts it down and gets a kill and finishes it out for them. Now a last round before the reset and the switch. We'll see if DEADVERSES can come back and tie this up. Otherwise, they might be going in to the reset with an unfavorable position. Just Vezins and Vezins to trade, it looks like, on DEFCON's side, which is good. You know, they have the economy on their side. Things are looking healthy. Things are looking good. Even buying out fully kitted stuff for their team, they don't have to worry about the gadgets, right? But we're not seeing the same thing on DEADVERSES' side. You know, people are buying out things like all rails and SMGs. Mesmerize leaning into a Taurus actually, and that's definitely a risky gambit unless they really know they can make those shots. But I've only seen very few people in the league do pretty consistent with those sort of shots. We'll see what they can do. I have been impressed before on cast specifically, so I'm not discounting it, but I'm not gonna say it's gonna be a game changer until I see anything happen. Anyways, DEADVERSES is really committing to throwing an incendiary at the wall. I don't think they know that. So if y'all didn't know, incendiaries do not take out those breachable walls. Only frags and shooting them down, or hitting them with your hand. You know, that took me a while before I found that out. But it takes so long to beat it down with your hand. Sometimes I don't think it's worth it. Anyway, someone on the back end. Looks like they're going for more of a 4-1 team formation. And they're committing a lot of gadgets to this. We got frags galore going into radio. Nothing quite hitting anybody. On the back end, Rex gets a kill, and there goes down the one player. With the EMP, no less. I don't know. It's looking bad. It's looking bad. DEADVERSES Elite down a player with no EMP with them. They have to commit 2 players to the other side. We'll see if they know to check those corners. They do, and Registrate does a beautiful job of pulling off. Anyways, gets shot off by Budgie in the back end. Registrate committing to the back, but Budgie gets a shot off before they can finish it. And now down to 5v2. Looking good for DEFCON right now. As Renegade tries to maybe get some shots down, and Need is really checking those corners. But it's now down. It's counting down. We got a minute left, and the EMP is still out of hand. Renegade poking in, trying to get shots there to the Tommy Dog. Oh, she gets shut down by Renegade. Renegade again commits in, but gets shot out by the trip mine. And they were not expecting that. Need holds a long angle. Commitment by Need, and he just is knocking them down. Budgie really holding that long angle. Maybe some of their teammates will help commit. But now down to 20 seconds. There's no point in saving. You might as well commit. The time is now on your side. 14 seconds. They run by. And he just books it to the other side. But can they make something happen here? No, they get shut down. And unfortunately, that round does go to DEFCON. And that's what I was saying earlier. You really never know how things are going to pan out. You know, at first, it looked like it was going to work out. Oh, it was a team switch. I am so sorry. Yeah, I don't know why this the points are not working for me today, but we will persevere. It is fine. I just got to remember to keep track of the points. And we are good to go. Anyways, that does go to DEFCON, and is looking healthy for them. And you know, anyways, my point I was making earlier, DEADVERSES Elite, they had the first couple rounds, but as I mentioned, that doesn't necessarily mean they're gonna roll the rest, right? It just helps set the momentum, forcing one of the teams to really focus and hone in on how does this other team play and how do we combat against that. And DEFCON did an amazing job of that. They did really good at coming back and making sure that they didn't let it get to their heads, even though they were down a couple rounds, right? Anyways, a lot of roaming coming out from DEADVERSES Elite. They have 2, so playing very aggressive on that roaming, but a whole floor down. Very interesting gameplay. 3 roamers actually, so I mean, if DEFCON didn't know, they actually could have commit right now to sight and would have been good. But you really trying to get shots off, and he does. With a frag in, no less. On the back end, we have Rex everything. We'll see if they do commit in. Rex everything looking around. Shots off, traded, and beautiful. They were able to get the shot down. On the back end, Shay does finish off Budgie. And I think that doesn't drop the EMP, so they are good, but not quite a trade as it's only 3 players now left on DEADVERSES side. A full 3-man commit to clear out the bottom from roamers. At this point, you know, you have the numbers. I would start saying go towards the site. You are fine. And where is their fourth? Okay, they just met them up. Anyway, team gets come in, but Roundabout able to take them down, but it's traded off. The team now has 3 versus 2. Atomic Dog committing to the room. Looking around, does have EMP in hand. Will they commit to actually putting it down? And a tight angle for Mipper, almost getting the shot off and killing them, but unfortunately doesn't end up that way. And now Dead versus Elite trapped in their own site with 2 on site with about 36 and 37 health. Can they reclaim this with this 2v3 situation? It's not impossible, but health is definitely not on their side. Anyway, Shade coming in, looking around. Will they get caught out though? It shots off on Ripper, but does get traded with Atomic Dog. And that ends the round for Dead versus Elite as it gets shot out. And DEFCON does take that round. My, oh my, oh my, is DEFCON holding it down, really doing a good job and performing at a pretty good skill level. You know, Dead versus Elite, at first, I would have thought, you know, with their pedigree compared to DEFCON, that they would have been able to hold this down a lot better, but they're seeming to struggle now against DEFCON, and DEFCON's really maintaining this momentum the whole way through. We'll see if Dead versus Elite can come in and disrupt the momentum. Otherwise, they will be caught out, and I don't know. It looks like the first map might go to DEFCON. But hey, you never know till we hit that 7th win and or a tie at the end. You never know. You never know. You never know. But I will say, at least for Dead versus Elite, it will be an uphill battle, and it looks like a losing battle as of right now, unless we see some sort of different gameplay come out from Dead versus Elite. And I really think the biggest thing I'd recommend is just they got to work on those roamers, because right now those roamers, they have them, but they are just struggling on getting those kills and maximizing the amount of time it takes for the enemy team to come to side, and really forcing them to take their time and be worried about every single angle. Because DEFCON, from what I'm seeing, they're just walking it in, having a good time and chilling. And they're going to keep doing that until it stops working for them, right? Oh, wow. Red Roundabout gets a crazy tourist around the corner. They were not expecting that. Mesmerize really trying to get him for those wall bangs. Shots going out to that hallway. Dead versus Elite really holding it down and shutting them down on this entrance. But it looks like they might be going for a reset maybe. As the team does go into the courtyard and potentially goes to B side maybe, or go for a distraction reset play. Who knows? Buddy going through the hallway, maybe committing? Anyways, DEFCON really setting it up outside management, trying to push in, looking kills off. Red Spike gets knocked down, the breach goes out, and they get another shot down on Mesmerize. It has now been traded, and they are shooting back and forth. Another down for Renegade. And DEFCON holding it down. They are going for the distraction play on the back, and the team wasn't expecting that. Atomic Dog takes him down. And now things have swung heavily in the other team's favor. Now down to need. Can they commit? Can they win this? Or will they get shot down by Atomic Dog potentially? Nope, never mind. It is Ripper that knocks it out. And DEFCON about to finish this up. Now down, now up. 4 points. And against Dead versus Elite. And wow, that was an exhilarating round. I really... Things started to look like they were going to go in Dead versus side, but they just could not hold down the defending side. And that's what I'm saying. Like, either they got to lean more into these roamers to be able to get this flanking gameplay on DEFCON, or they got to work out how are they going to hold down when they're anchored on site, because we're seeing that when they're anchored on site, they're struggling. They're struggling at getting those shots off and winning them. So right now it's looking hard for them. It's not impossible, but I will say at the bare minimum, DEFCON has secured their draw. At this point, Dead vs. Elite cannot get anything else besides a draw with DEFCON having 6 rounds in the pocket. So can they come back? Can they go in for the draw and tie things up? Or will DEFCON secure one more round and take the map? And there we go. We see Shade and Mesmerize really committing to the long end, trying to walk around and maybe get a roaming kill. Maybe get a pick on the back end, go for some distraction plays. We'll see what happens. Anyways, they decide to go shoot in, commit with the drone. And the drone does see Mesmerize, but they aren't quite sure what's happening. I'm getting a call right now, but I will have to mute that. Anyways, the roamers are in, but they are not committing to that window, which is a smart play. Registry trying to get shots, but somehow misses Renegade. I don't know how none of those shots hit him. Anyways, on the other side, Roundabout gets a shot in. Budgie fully commits. The team, I don't think he almost missed that. And he's in a tough spot. The team is literally, there's 2 people to his left through the door. If someone peeks out and can shoot him, he will not be ready for it. He keeps looking left. I don't think he's quite sure. He's not quite sure what's going to happen. Anyways, DEFCON has already lost one. 2 minutes left in the round. Can they still secure this? Or will things go awry? I cannot find the... There's Budgie. Watching out for their teammates. They gotta make something happen here, you know? It's still a minute and a half out. Shots going off on the door. It is now down. And they are... Budgie's looking everywhere. Does not want to get caught out. Playing smart. Registry commits to the room. Let's see, Renegade is holding that back, and are they going to get it though? Is the question. Anyways, just 2 on there. Are they going to commit? Are they going to get the shots? Looks to the left. Somehow doesn't get the kill and almost goes in for a 2-piece, but gets shot down. The roamer is now aware of where the enemy team is. It's now down to 3. A minute left in DEFCON's hand. I don't know if they can come back yet or secure this round. They might have to take the loss this round. Time is ticking away, and Dead vs. Elite. This was good gameplay here. You know, they had some roamers, got some picks, took their time. Is not overly committing to every single thing. Anyways, Mesmerize, beautiful shotgun, but it does not refrag, and Shade able to shut it down. But Registry says, I will shut you down, and that's now down to a 1v1. It's between Neat and Registry, and they both have SMGs. This is the battle of the SMGs. 15 seconds. Neat just has to play time and gets the kill off, and that's beautiful gameplay by DEFCON as they secure the win. And that does secure them the map win for Skyscraper. And wow, oh my, did I not think it was going to go that way. It's crazy, you know. Time and time again, things like start to swing into like Dead vs. side, and I think they're really going to secure it and they're really going to hold it down, but they don't. You know, they either let things drop and let things slip, or DEFCON's able to clutch it up at the last minute. And that's exactly what we saw there. Literally counting down to 15 seconds. DEFCON just had to get a kill off, and all Dead vs. Elite had to do was just really hold it out, but unfortunately was not able to do that. And beautiful gameplay by DEFCON there to know that time was not on their side, to be able to commit in and go in for the kills, and that's exactly what they did. I think Dead vs. Elite relaxed too much there. They had time on their side, things were working out, momentum was going in their direction, but it just didn't quite finish for them. And I don't know. I do not know. But I think that's the biggest thing I take out of this. DEFCON had better usage of the roamers, was able to trade those fights more in their favor and have things work better for them. Unfortunately, Dead vs. Elite didn't quite have the same things. But again, Some people are just better at certain maps. We'll see if that gameplay does come out from Dead versus Elite, or if they will be shut down. Not shut down, but beat again. Anyways, it looks like the teams are going into the second map pretty soon. I have not been pinged about any potential breaks, but we'll see. Sorry, I am taking my time here looking around. The teams actually might be going in for a small break. Ready in 1 minute. Cool. They are taking a small break. Looks like they are going in for subs here and there, so it won't be too long. But my oh my, it was close. There's so many close rounds, and I don't know. I'm sad because I think Dead versus Elite strategically several times had things in their pocket, but it didn't go that way. And that goes to show that just because the momentum of a round changes doesn't mean you have the win yet. The other team can still come back even if you have 2, 3, 4 players up. And that's what we saw several times from DEFCON's side, that they can clutch it up in the end. To them, momentum wasn't the biggest deal. It did affect, obviously, how the round went, but didn't make things impossible. But anyways, it looks like we are starting now on the second map. The team's coming in to Hideout. I forgot the name of the map for a second. Sorry. I was like, what map are we on? Anyways, let me get a sip of my water. But here we are, pistol round on Hideout. And once again, as we all know, Hideout tends to favor the attacking team. But we will see. I always say Hideout is made in the better defending team than I think the better attacking team. Oh man, that water is crisp. That water is crisp. Anyways, DEFCON setting up, getting the hatch play per usual, as most people tend to do. They're committing in. They got the drones, and remember, the drones are 200 points now, or 200, sorry, credits, I believe, if we're going with the in-universe naming for things. So it is cheaper now to utilize drones and really get the intel. Anyways, team is starting to commit into bedroom. Can they push on the B side? But you really watching the corners. You got bada boom too. Yeah, get a little angle shot. There we go. I always wanted to get someone like that gets a kill like this, but hey, we'll see. No hard commitment, you know, from Dead versus Elite, which is good to see. You know, they're really taking their time, not overcommitting to a lot of things. Waiting to catch somebody out. Does get a shot off. Budgie commits in and gets shot off too. I'm gonna throw in the instant replay there for the 2-piece. Maybe I should have played that at the end. Ah, it's fine. Who cares? Anyways, I should not have replayed that. There's already a lot going on this round. It's now down to a 4v1 situation, and DEFCON has lost everyone, but Brex everything. Anyways, he commits to the room. I don't think he's ready for the other person. Neat takes him out, and the round win goes to Dead versus Elite. And I don't know. I mean, they're already on a team. Sorry, they're already on a disadvantage being on a defending team, and they were able to secure that. Granted, it was pistol round. It was the first round, and as I always say, it does set the momentum, but it does not set the game. Can Dead versus Elite hold us down and keep securing how they're doing? It's only round 1. We'll see how they do it, but they are deciding to buy. Do half buys in. You know, everyone's getting SMGs on Dead versus Elite. They're saying, you know, I don't care about the meta. I'm going to commit and get these half buys because we want to secure win after win after win. And that's what it looks like they're trying to do, is shut down DEFCON. And I get it. They're going to have, I think they have to play more aggressive considering how things went with the first map. Anyways, teams are going to be playing in the kitchen and dining, I believe it's called. DEFCON had a solid start. Unfortunately, they were caught out by really weird off angles that they were not expecting, and that did lead to their demise for that round. But can they hold back? Can they do better this round? Can they work on their mistakes? Anyways, Shade getting pokes around, decides not to play too hard into it, and a frag goes out. And smart gameplay, but unfortunately the other team is just as smart and decides to pull in. Wrecks everything, committing to the room, gets shots in, and there goes the breach. Budgie fully committed to the room. Everyone is trading. Roundabout gets a 3-piece. And man, they are trading back and forth. Bottom room takes it down. Now down to Neat. And on the back end, Mesmerize comes in with the shotgun. Yelling. But it doesn't matter. Neat's there to finish it up and clean it up. And man, did that look beautiful for them. I literally was not expecting, what was that, Mesmerize on the back end with the shotty? The team was not ready. Someone must have missed a flank watch. And that goes to show you gotta watch your flank watch every time. Doesn't matter how well your push is going, you gotta keep someone back there because things will change. And as we've seen, lives will go in matter of seconds, even if not half seconds in this game. Anyways, Dead versus Elite off to a really good start with 2 points up already on DEFCON. I don't know. It's already looking good. It's looking really good for them. We'll see if DEFCON can tighten things up, watch their backs and watch their corners, because they are just losing these gunfights left and right. Which is so crazy, considering how well their gunfights were being on Skyscraper. But as we've seen all the time on this channel, some people really do specialize certain maps. And as it looks like right now, Dead vs Elite is just killing it on the defending side, no less, on Hideout. So we'll see if DEFCON can mix things up, because they will need to make something happen soon. Otherwise, things are not going to go in their favor, and it might not happen for them. Anyways, the team decides to go for a 4-1 formation, having Wrecks Everything play alone on their back end, and Bada Boom really committing into the room. And man, they're all walking in together. I'm always very iffy about 4-1s. You gotta be very smart about how you have the spacing. Anyways, on the back end, Shay shuts down Wrecks Everything. So that one is now down to a 4v5. And Shay barely wins by the skin of their teeth with 2 health in the pocket. Anyways, Mesmerize playing hard roamer. Tries to get shots off, and unfortunately there's a team kill. And this team is losing everything. Now down to 3v4. As Mesmerize unintentionally gets a 2-piece with that team kill. Anyways, what I was saying earlier, I don't know, having full 4 people commit sometimes to the same exact lane and room and area, unless they're really well spread out, it's dangerous, right? Because the hardest counter to that is a well-placed frag. A well-placed frag getting a 2 or 3 piece will shut down that play so fast, you'll be very sad. But anyways, time is counting down. It's a minute and a half. Can Shay do something about this? Can they shut down the people in the staircase? Yes, gets a shot off. Budgie commits, but doesn't get the second kill. And things are slightly going in their favor now as they're able to knock down one more player. DEFCON, I've seen them clutch up many times. Maybe they will clutch up this round. Budgie and Ripper really committed to the room. But smart gameplay from Dead Versus. They got the minute, they got the time. They got the numbers. There's no reason to push it. Anyways, Renegade unmoved. Trade's going out. Frag's being thrown in. And Ripper on the other end. Are they going to be able to commit well? They're going to pinch this room pretty soon, it looks like. Ripper commits, looks right, gets shot down by Renegade, and beautiful shutdown, preventing that play from happening. And Budgie, counter is coming down, and they do get shot down by Neat. And we got the invisible body going from Need. I'm just kidding. Smart gameplay. We're seeing beautiful defending gameplay right now from DEADVERSES, knowing to not overcommit and overplay their hand. They're just taking their time, taking a step back, and letting things play out. I don't know. DEFCON's got to do something, because right now, whatever they're doing, it's not working out for them. They're already down 3 points in the hole. Let me get the points here. 1, 2, 3. 3 points in the hole. And it's not looking good for them. Can they commit? Can they have things switch up? Because right now, not looking good for them. And roundabout is counting? Okay. That was interesting. Anyways, DEFCON setting up. It looks like they're going to be doing a wine cellar push, which is always fun. I always like it. I always appreciate a wine cellar push because most teams tend to push B side, which is like gym, right? That's the most common attack that I tend to see on this first floor hideout. Anyways, another 4-1 formation coming in from DEFCON. DEADVERSES lead. Not playing roamers, I think, this time. Really playing everyone anchored close to site. Really close to site. Anyways, callouts are being made. I think they're going for probably a distraction play on the other end. As Rex everything comes in, looks around. Anyways, the team is spotted with that proximity mine. They did see it. Mesmerize tries to throw the grenade. Unfortunately, doesn't quite go over the workbench. Glenn commits in. Peeking around, but Shade shuts it down, but doesn't matter as they get refragged. And oh, Blank gets knocked down too on the other end. Rex everything gets knocked down. And man, DEADVERSES lead is shutting down this attack. As DEFCON now has 2 players left in the round, with the EMP down on no less. The wall banging going off. It's looking rough. Bada Boom has literally 2 health to their name. They just need one bullet that's a riot is not going to be good for them. Anyways, Renegade is committing in. And there goes a 2-piece. Beautiful 2-piece from DEADVERSES Elite, as they probably were not expecting that. And that gives a round win for DEADVERSES Elite. And you know, it's crazy. It's so crazy because DEFCON, I would have bet on them this round. Where am I going? Sorry, I'm like scratching my foot. DEFCON, wow, they both have D names. It's really throwing me off. I was expecting DEFCON to do a lot better this round, but things are just not working out. I think this 4-1 formation is just not the most favorable, right? We saw, I think, more different gameplay on the other map. And it just isn't working out for them on Hideout. They're getting shut down hard at some of these pushes. I think they need more variable angles, or they just need to be very careful with how they're pushing some of these breaches. Anyways, a lot of roaming coming from DEADVERSES side. Shots off from Renegade. And decides to actually pull off. Mesmerize tries to come in, but gets shot out by Budgie. And Renegade really holding down that staircase. That drone is doing a really good job of surviving. Bland able to shut it down. Now with Shade on the bottom, will they get shot out? No, they're deciding to take their time. Shade decides to pull off, as it's getting a little too risky in the family room for them. Roundabout on the back. I have never seen the invisible thing when you're in third person. Anyways, beautiful frag out. Oh my goodness, takes out the door, but almost takes out 2 people. And lots of shots being pre-fired all over the place. Maybe catch someone out. A double breach comes in on the other side. Are they going to commit? Are they going to commit to one of the breaches? They're really trying their best to get somebody caught out with that frag. And we're starting to see a reset coming from DEFCON side. Well, 2 on the hatch. Bada Boom gets a beautiful wall bang. As Budgie starts coming into the room and frag. I can't believe people still have frags. I thought they would have used them by now. And almost is able to execute that wall bang. Anyways, where is the EMP? Is someone going for the plant? Yes, they are. Bada Boom holding the angles. Is the unit through? No, they are taking their time. They know they have the EMP plant. As we're starting to see a reset, actually. Anyways, Blend is able to get a kill off on the back end. So we're watching the flank watch. It's now down to Need. Are they going to commit to this? They have the Vezin. They could play it out and actually save. A save from the defending team. Doesn't happen often, but it can happen. Or is Neat going to play into it? I think if they're smart, they should save, in theory. I think that's what Neat's going to do. Decides to just wait it out. Anyways, looks like that round will be going to DEFCON, actually. Finally interrupting the losses that they'd have been suffering back to back to back. And is the round up yet? It is. There it goes. There is the round for DEFCON as the MP does finish off. And looks like obviously Need is going to go in for the save. Playing it safe. They have the syringe, which definitely is more expensive now in hand with a Vezin. So definitely the most economical choice to make. Anyways, that is going to be the last round for this half. This is going to be the last round for this half. We'll see if DEFCON's able to lock it in for one more round and secure for themselves. But it's not looking like it's going to be the easiest thing. You know, we have a buyout round. We have on the other side, their economy is looking really, really good. They're able to buy their Vezins and fully kill out the team and definitely are going crazy on all the gadgets. So they're definitely not shy about what they are buying. But DEFCON should be fine too. You know, they're buying into their Vezins. They still have a fair amount of money to still buy other gadgets if needed. So they'll be fine this round too. At this point, it's anyone's game. It's whoever has the better strategy, I think, at this point. And is able to execute it too. Anyways, the team was going in for B, I think, a lot. And now it looks like they're switching things up and going in for an A push instead. Really splitting up the team across the whole map. Anyways, breaching going out. Shade committing a little too dangerously as Blend shuts it down without, I don't even think a shot on them. Anyways, on the back end, Budgie gets shut down. And yeah, you gotta watch those. You gotta watch that window. And we're getting some crazy Matrix action from Ripper here. I didn't even know you could go that far out. Ripper decided not to push it. But things are looking healthy and good for DEFCON as they already have several kills in the pocket. And Bada Boom almost kills himself doing that frag. Bada Boom, sorry. See this angle. Who is this? Ripper? He's really committing to that cloak. But can he get a kill with the Matrix pose? Anyways. Shots in. Ripman is committed, but Ripper gets knocked down. And Roundabout gets another kill, but gets refragged back. Now down to a 2-2 situation. Gets another kill from Bada Boom. And things have swung all over the place. But DEFCON, unfortunately, the EMP is down. They committed to the room. They had things set up, but unfortunately, you know, funny enough, if their teammate that was on the outside had committed to the room with the EMP, they'd actually be in a more favorable position because now they have to commit to the outside. Anyways, Neat shuts it down. It's now down to a 1v1 situation, and it's not looking good. Is Bada Boom ready? Is Neat ready? And the round goes to DEFCON there. I don't know what they're doing. Maybe they weren't expecting someone to the right to really commit. But Neat was not ready for that kill. Anyways, the round does go to DEFCON. Let me swap these teams, and I need to get this stuff set up. Anyways, the round does go to DEFCON now. At least, you know, making that gap a little bit less, because that 4-0 gap was not looking good for DEFCON at all. But I'm hoping things are gonna start switching up now. You know, momentum we saw was starting to swing towards DEFCON's side those last couple rounds, as DEADVERSES Elite was not able to hold up to it. But we'll see if anything switches up now, right? DEFCON's now got the round reset. Things have been totally cut and reset. They're now defending, but again, this is Hideout, right? Hideout is just one of those maps that tends to swing a little bit more towards the attacking side. So we'll see if things work out for them. As I always say, I do think this map's really built off of who can defend the best, right? And as of right now, it's looking like DEADVERSES Elite's gonna win. They did a beautiful job on holding the defense. Can they do the same thing on the attacking side though? Anyways, a standard push, potentially going into gym. As I mentioned earlier, I cannot find the other two. We got one guy on the very back end, maybe watching for anyone poking out, which is very interesting gameplay from DEADVERSES Elite. But hey, whatever, I can say interesting things all day. We're seeing some really good. Anyway, shots off. Blend gets shut down from Shade. Looks like Shade is on the back end, just really holding down the back, trying to secure as much spaces as possible. Maybe going in for distraction gameplay as the team decides to push in through gym. Is Shade committing? Anyways, to go check out what's going on the other side. Roundabout does try to commit to that open breach wall, but does get shut down. And Bada Boom gets knocked down by Renegade. On the back, and his Mesmerize is going to commit again, or goes in for the reset off. They decided to play it safe and pull off. And Renegade comes in, gets a shot off. I don't know what to tell you. Renegade is shutting people down left and right. Anyways, a full commit is pushed in. Budgie's now ready, gets shots off. Budgie is able to get another shot off, and beautiful gameplay. Oh my goodness, I pressed the replay on accident again. It's fine. Hopefully nothing happens in the next 10 seconds. No. Rex everything. Wait. Oh my goodness. Anyway, shots off from DEFCON is able to shut that down, and the round goes to DEFCON. I will work on the recording there, but hey, I am getting those recordings. The round does go to DEFCON as they're able to shut that down. Surprisingly, right? Surprisingly, they shut that down, because I saw from DEADVERSES Elite's side, we saw Renegade killing people left and right, and things were swinging hard in their favor. But unfortunately, they still could not get a good push off, as DEFCON was able to shut down all pushes coming in. And my oh my, is this game close, right? We're already at 3-4. We're 8 rounds in now. It might go to a draw. You know, it's really going to come down to the execution details now with how DEADVERSES Elite decides to execute this, right? They have 4 more rounds to secure 3 more wins, and they have to, otherwise it's going to go to a draw or they're going to lose. And okay, wow, Blend able to execute someone coming in immediately. And Budgie gets another kill off, and they have shut down the other 2. I'm sorry, I'm really watching this attack, and they are not utilizing their frag. See, moments like this, you gotta use your frag. Anyways, Rex everything trying to commit in, and maybe gets killed, and unfortunately gets shot down by that grenade. And it looks like DBE is gonna commit to this window. which I would not personally, but hey, more power to you. They're really playing with that window. Really playing with that window. Anyways, the smoke goes out. Are they really going to commit? Shots off. Len takes it down. Renegade gets kills in. And it's all out mayhem. As DVE is now stuck as they have to commit with the EMP being planted. And that was... I would not have committed to that. I would not have committed to that. But hey, more power to you. Those smoke plays are just so risky, especially when you have something like this, which is literally a death funnel with people staring you down and getting shots off. Unless you have a flash coming in before that, you're gonna get shot down. Anyways, we're now down to a stalemate. Shake decides to commit in, and is able to actually get the kill off. Team commits in, Ripper gets knocked down. Now to a 1v1 between Shade and Budgie. And Budgie gets the kill. Did I get it? I wasn't sure if I got the angle. And DEFCON shutting it down in the showers. DEFCON said, you know, this is my house. Please don't take a shower here. And DEADVERSES Elite decided that they really wanted to hit the showers. And we saw, obviously, how that went. And it did not go well. Anyways, at this point, a 4v4 with 9 rounds in. It is coming down to the wire for both teams, as someone has to come out of this. Otherwise, we're looking at a potential draw. We're looking at maybe a 1-point difference, really. I'm really predicting at this point a 7-5. It's close. It's so close. But I love it. I love it when it's close because I think it's just more entertaining that way. And it was DVE really playing some fun stretching here, as we can see. Not quite sure what's going on if they're taking a quick break before the round starts, but hey, do whatever you want to do. Take a stretch, do some yoga. All that matters is that once that clock starts ticking down to 0, you're ready for action. Anyway, some really aggressive gameplay from DEFCON, holding that garage down, as it's one of the hardest things to really hold down once the enemy team really starts getting a good push in. Shots in. Are they going to commit to the room? Looks like it's actually good of gadgets. Wrecks everything on the other end. Commit in, gets a shot off. And good thing their other teammate did not commit to that. And the frag goes off. Is he hit? He is barely hit. As Shade takes him down. Frags are flying left and right, and I gotta say they have great placement. But Bada Boom doesn't say. Says I don't care. As I'm gonna get as they're able to get that kill off. Now with 3 onto a 4. Anyways, Blend frags himself out on accident. And whatever advantage DEFCON had that round has suddenly started going away, as it's now down to 3 versus 2 for DEADVERSES Elite. Can they commit to this? Can they get the shots in? Looks like they're not really playing into the breaching too much. Man's going out. Anyways, Budgie comes in, gets the kill off. Budgie really trying to hold it down. Playing the time. Now down to Mesmerize and Budgie. And Budgie unfortunately could not finish that out. Does Ripper see the EMP though? Doesn't matter, as Ripper does get shut down by Mesmerize. And moments like that, you gotta look out. You gotta look out, because look at that. The EMP was literally right below him, and all he had to do was secure it. You know, they had about, what, 30, 40 seconds left in that last round, but unfortunately didn't work out for them. And that's why I always say you can't get bloodthirsty. You gotta focus on the objective, especially as a defending team, right? You gotta play the time. You gotta play the EMP on top of that. Unfortunately, they did not see it, and they decided to push it, and they got shot down. And that's why it's also important too when you're dead and you're spectating, you gotta remember, whatever your teammate can see, you can also see as a spectator. So you gotta be making those call outs like, hey, EMP's down, just protect it, you know? And that was such, things were in their favor and it just didn't work out for them. And I am sad. I don't know, it's always hard, you know, when I'm watching casting and I'm seeing some beautiful setups here and things just swinging hard in another team's favor. Almost like it's almost like you're seeing percentages like, oh, the percentage just went up on their win rate now, and it just gets shut down. Whether someone just punches it up crazy or things just unfortunately fell apart. And that drone is making use of its time. It's just darting everywhere, looking around. Will the team commit to the room? And DEFCON playing it real close to their chest now, right? They got literally everyone anchored on site, holding everything. At most, one person's extended, right? But it's not gonna be an easy round. They're playing. If you can see their economy, they're playing conservative. Anyways, flash goes out. Team commits. Mesmerize does get shut down. 2 shuts down. 3-piece right there. And they just totally murdered them that whole round. Oh my goodness. As I don't even know if DVE saw what was going on there. As everyone just got wiped. Wow, that it was crazy. That was me again. Percentage for me was actually dead versus elite. It looks like they had a good setup. They were getting ready to push in. Someone got flashed out on top of that. But DEFCON made a beautiful, I'm not sure if it was a good pinch or a planned pinch, but they pinched nonetheless, and dang, did that hurt Dead versus Elite, because it shut everybody down. And we are really down neck and neck, as DEFCON still does have the first map win. So if they do secure one more win, that is the series win for DEFCON, and they will be very happy-go-lucky going into map 3 factory. Otherwise, Dead versus Elite, if they can come back and hold it down this map, that will take it to round 3 and force DEFCON to have to fight for one more map to really secure that win. Anyways, very, very aggressive gameplay. No one's on A side from DEFCON's side, but anyways, they played it back. They're playing it smart now. And Incendiary did not quite land everywhere. And shots off. Budgie does manage to get a kill through the smoke. But Mesmerize on the back and kills themselves too. Doesn't matter. And he shuts it down from Budgie. And shots and just great. Gadgets galore because they are coming out. Neat finally committing with their teammates. And Dead versus Elite trying their best to just trying to have something happen. But DEFCON is trying to shut it down, shooting everywhere and pre-firing as much as they possibly can. Because I think they want to shut this down without having to expose themselves as much as possible. Anyways, Rex, everything gets some call-outs. And Dead versus Elite gets shut down. But it's fine, they're able to shut them back down. Neat, able to get shots in, but not quite getting a kill. The time is ticking. Can Dead versus Elite make something happen here? Because right now it's not looking good. 3-2 scenario, the EMP is down. Rex everything commits and gets the shots in. He's able to shut that down. Can they get Need? Do they know where they're at? Are they going to commit and play it safe? Or are they going to play anchored and play it safe? Or is someone going to commit and take out Need? It's a minute left. It's not much time. And I think Need trying their best to really throw people off. Gets the kill off on Rex everything. And time is down to the wire. You need the wins. I'm yelling, DEFCON, you gotta sit back. You got 40 seconds in the pocket. You don't gotta play it. They don't. If you didn't know, they don't even have the EMP. Need really trying their best to survive this. $25 He's actually out of ammo. He literally has a pistol to his name. They just gotta play it. They just gotta play it. You gotta pinch him. 16. Let's go. Time is ticking. Is Neat gonna commit? Is Neat gonna win this? Is Nate gonna clutch up? I don't think so. As the ultimate time distractors are there. And Neat decides to actually pull out and try to go in for a draw instead. They go for the save. And that was the most anticlimactic ending to this round. Unfortunately, I wanted someone to shut something down, but Neat did play it smart. They said, either I lose this and I don't have a Bez the next round and we lose potentially again, or we lose this and we can draw this, right? Because at this point, it's either they got to think in 2 rounds, right? They have another round after this. At this point, DEFCON's got the draw in their pockets, but they don't have the win. They have to fight it out for the final round to maybe get a 7-5, or will DEADVERSES a lead, shut this down, and get this a 6v6, 6-6 points, and really cut it out ever so slightly for the draw. Regardless, if they do manage to get the draw, they have to win the next round with a 7-1 at the bare minimum to win the series. Otherwise, going into a draw, DEFCON is on the advantage with a 7-2 on the beginning. Anyways, DEADVERSES Elite playing through the second floor. They have to win this one. They have to win this one and dominate in the last map. Otherwise, it is not looking good for DEADVERSES Elite. And I buy series predictions going to DEFCON at this point, right? But just because they're down does not mean they're out. Going in. I think you're going in for that boiler pop. Yes, they are. They got the shots off. Need from taking down Rex. Everything as frags are flying. Oh, never mind. That is a smoke and a frag. Badaboom committing to the room. Able to somehow get the frag in. And almost takes out 2 people in the process. And frags are flying left and right. They do call out on that syringe. Are they going to keep committing to that? And Badaboom commits and gets shot down. And, you know, once that hatch is open, you can't play boiler because you're going to get killed. And, oh my goodness, it looks like they might actually secure the draw this round. But, hey, I've seen DEFCON shut down gameplay like this before. Who knows? Who knows this final round? DEFCON really playing it close to their chest. Budgie getting the shots in. EMP is now down. And unbeknownst to them, never mind, announced to them, someone tried to play through staircase. Someone's still holding down that hatch, but not committing. Bland on the back end, watching, securing the back end. A 4v3, they need a really good, solid, consolidated pinch, otherwise this round will not work out for DEADVERSES. You know, time's counting anyways, gets shot down. It's a 2-piece. Or 1? Yeah, 2-piece, wow. Where is the other? They're missing somebody. Oh, it's up top. Did they see? Oh, he's on the outside. Okay, okay. I was like, wait, did he just somehow sneak by? I think Bland just hears the other person, but they're not coming to that window. Time is counting down. It is 30 seconds left. Somebody has to commit. Someone has to make something happen. And Shade is trying to make that thing happen for their team. But unfortunately, they are committing with a Viper. And Vipers are not the best to push with. Anyway, Shade on the back end running in. Gets called out by the proxy. Doesn't care. But man, they have gadgets all over. Do not commit to that. Shade gets shot down. Renegade shoots them down. Are they going to finish it out? Doesn't matter, as they are able to finish that up. And my, oh my, do things look great for DEFCON. That does secure them the series win. 2 maps goes to DEFCON. Dead versus Elite, so close at the end. I thought they were gonna get it. I was hoping they would because things were working out for them. But I'm telling you, like, I'm seeing DEFCON, they're shutting Dead versus Elite down. They don't care what the odds are at the moment because all that matters is to them. They want to secure it, they want to win it, and have things work out for them. And that's what we keep seeing time and time again from DEFCON. And that's why I'm asking, Dead vs. Elite has to do something different. Because right now, whatever they're doing is not working out for them. They're getting so close. They're getting so close to having something happen for them. But things just are not quite executing for them, unfortunately. Which is why it's so sad. You know, it's so sad because I want them to win. I want them to do well. But then things just don't work out for them. And it's heartbreaking. It's really heartbreaking to say the least. From Dead versus Elite side, you know, that was their closest map, right? They had the 7-5, and they were trying their best to really secure that win. And even if they went into the draw, it would have been a very big uphill battle, because they would have had to beat against 7-2, you know, with the points for DEFCON, right? But that does secure DEFCON the series win with 2 maps in their pocket. But that doesn't mean it's over. Dead versus Elite, it still can be fighting it out for one more map, hopefully trying to lessen how bad their score will be, their MMR, their ladder position will be changed by this. Because obviously if they get 7-0'd in their last round, it'll be a bigger drop for them because they are losing. Or if they get if they win this one, I mean, it'll be better for them, but it'll lessen their loss, right? Because if you think about it, with these series wins that we keep talking about, it's best technically 2 out of 3 in the context of the ladder itself. You still play out the 3 maps, but it's still best 2 out of 3, right? So that'll dictate if they go up or down or left or right or whatever. But the rounds won dictates how high or low they'll go up or down on the ladder, right? So if DEFCON's able to dominate this round, they'll be bumped up a good amount. If Dead versus Elite instead dominates this, it'll lessen their impact on their loss and lessen DEFCON's win for this series. So, anyways, I think teams might be taking a break, or at least a small extended break. No one's quite messaged me saying they're taking a break. So we'll see. We will see what happens. But credit to DEFCON as they have shut that down several times in a row. And yeah, it looks like they are going to take a small break. I think we are due for an ad break, so they will be taking a water break. We will have the ads rolling for a bit. I will see y'all in, I'm going to say like 2-3 minutes, but I'll pop it back if the team starts, obviously. Hello, hello. Wow, I've been talking. Oh, wow, that's so weird. I don't know. That's crazy. I came back from the round and my audio was totally out. I think because I was on ads. But hello. If y'all can hear me, please put something in the chat. Because I have been talking for the last round or two. And unfortunately, nothing was being recorded. But it's fine. Thank you, JJ Twin. I just saw. Is there no audio? I just saw that. Thank goodness I saw that. But the next 3 minutes will be without audio. I am sorry because of that delay. But now that we can hear me, hello, welcome back. We are good to go. Anyways, first floor is coming in. Sorry, second floor. Blend commits and gets the shots off on Mesmerize. Somehow the other teammates did not see Blend and didn't refrag. A frag goes out but doesn't land. And man, the wall banging almost catches Blend down. As a frag goes out beautifully and almost knocks out Need. Renegade on the back end, maybe committing through Printer. Shade shuts down everything on the back end, and they're hitting them from all just back and forth, hoping to catch them out. And they've caught one out. I think what's gonna happen here is maybe going for a breach again. Dead versus the lead, really not utilizing breaches, which I don't know. I'm just shocked. I'm really shocked they're not committing the breaches at all. Anyways, they commit to the printer, but they do get called out by the fancy proximity mine, as they cannot take the static out. Potentially getting caught out by Budgie here. The team is really struggling with that. There they go. It takes, what is that joke? How many people does it take to unscrew a light bulb? How many people does it take to take out a static? Anyways, Blend knocks down Need, and wow, the team just gets a 3-piece on the back end in total. That gives a round to DEFCON. Ah, my leg is itching, man. And here, this is what I'm expecting from DEFCON, right? Because that first round definitely didn't go out in their favor. But we've seen them shut down Dead versus Elite several times. We've seen them hold it down successfully. And that's what we're seeing again. We're seeing them play more smart, play things a lot better in their favor. I'm not sure if things just were kind of out of whack for that first round, if things were just funky. But we're seeing them shut them down consistently and have things work out in their favor, which is definitely a better situation for DEFCON. Again, they already have the series win, but I'm not going to say obviously this round doesn't matter, because it does. It will impact their ladder rating based off of how well or how bad or whatever they do in this round. So it still makes sense to perform well in this game. But Dead versus the lead really struggling to get through that defending side. And Shay, was that a wall bang? It might have been a wall bang, because somehow Rex everything got really knocked down. Get a really long setup. Oh my goodness, Budgie takes him down on the patch. And I don't know how that worked out. It doesn't matter. Blend's able to shut them down. And a double frag comes out, and now down the roundabout, and wow, they are committing hard and getting lost. And wow, that is a beautiful, almost perfect, almost truly perfect round for DEFCON. They had the 5 players, but if they all had 100 health, that's, to me, that's a perfect round. It's like, I don't even know, what's a better version of perfect? A spectacular round, I guess. But they did it, to me, that's a perfect round. Getting 5 players still on their side and winning the round, that's a perfect round to me. Because as I mentioned before, in Breachers, definitely one of the more difficult things to have happen is to not lose one player at all. Because literally a stray bullet can kill someone, especially when you're rocking something like a Vezin, right? And DEFCON shuts it down. Dead versus Elite struggling now. And things are just not working out. It might start rolling sometime soon, from what we're seeing. Dead versus Elite most likely going to be playing 3rd floor down, it looks like. We'll see if it does work out better for them. Playing a sort of 4-1. Never mind, they already took down their Shade on the other end. Already down 1. It's been 15 seconds in the round for Dead versus Elite, so already off to a really bad start. But as we've seen, one person does not make the round, and definitely possible for them to come back. So will DEFCON come back? Will they prevent something from happening? And definitely a cheeky little plant spot up top. You know, he's mesmerized. Everything knocks down Rex, everything on the back end. As the team is trying their best to push into these hallways. Flashes are being thrown in, and they are committing to that room. Mesmerize going in with the all-rill. Gets shots from the side. Isn't ready for that. Bottom boom shuts him down. And man, they are murdering them in control room. Budgie takes out. I cannot literally keep up. So now down to Renegade. Gets shut down by Budgie. I just got that on the end. And the round goes to DEFCON. Dead versus Elite literally cannot keep up right now, and things might start rolling. Again though, again, it's factory. The defending side has the favor, so we cannot count out the attacking team. Now, if they were the defending team and they were losing, I would definitely count them out. I would be like, I don't think they're coming back. But we don't know that. Dead versus Elite can play a really good game leading into the reset round coming up. We are now, you know, round 6. After this, are resetting. This is the final round. They better be buying out because we're seeing really good kits. At least on DEFCON side, they're holding a lot of money. You got 7,000 with people that have Vezins. So we'll see if DVE is able to combat that back because their economy is don't want to use any bad language in the trash, considering their never mind, someone actually has a Vezin. Wow, let me look at them. But Renegade playing it kind of a little risky, only utilizing a pistol going into this round, and they could have asked their teammates potentially for a SMG buyout. Unfortunately didn't quite work out for them. But looking just the economy alone, DV is not looking good. You know, considering one of their players has a pistol. Anyways, Budgie shuts it down on the back end. Sorry, not the back end. In front of my face. A flanking play trying to develop right now with Dead versus the lead having 3-2. And they're getting shut down. Roundabout committing in. With a team on the flank. Flash goes out. Doesn't hit anybody. Doesn't matter. Shade is getting shut down by Blend. Don't know who to keep watch on. I'm going to switch again. Roundabout on the walking in. Trying to flank in. Sees bada boom. Gets shut down by Rex everything. And Renegade is on the run. I think he literally doesn't know what to do. Looking around. Really taking their time. So they don't have to commit. Bada boom actually gets shot out by a Spectral. And you know, I was discounting Renegade, but if you can do that, maybe you can clutch this up. Anyways, Registry sees them. Are they gonna finish them off though? Rex, everything gets shot down by Renegade from the Spectral again. Is this gonna be a 1v? Wow. Renegade is shocking me to say the least. But my shock has been shut down as Registry is able to finish that up and clean it up for their team, leading DEFCON into a 5-1 lead, or a 4-point lead, with a 5-1 point line. And it's you know, it's winding down. Can DEADVERSES the lead make something happen here? Because I don't know if they can. DEADVERSES lead though is gonna be on the defending side, so things will be in their favor this time around. And I've definitely seen teams clutch up on a defending team, so it's definitely possible. But they would need to win to just tie. They would need to win the next 5 rounds. If not, win the next 6 rounds for a win. Otherwise, looks like DEFCON might be taking this one. Again, a 1-4 formation for DVE. They keep playing it. I don't see it working out for them anyway. It doesn't matter. Rex, everything's able to get the kill off. Frags are being thrown. I don't think he saw that. It gets knocked out by Renegade. And beautiful, wow, beautiful frag, just kind of almost curving the frag, you know, line of throwing. I can't even talk right now. But beautifully whips it around the corner, is able to get the plant, the drop off on him, and able to get the kill. I will say these two teams are very frag heavy. I've seen them throw frags left and right all night, and it has been a pleasure. Renegade on the back end gets committed in. Registry really pushing hard, and they are trying to shut down that server. Will Registry go for the plant? Nope. Decides to commit in, but they are on the site secure. Why are they not planting this? They're finally planting the bomb. The EMP doesn't matter. Roundabout shuts him down. Gets another kill in. Can they commit one more? Gets shot down on the EMP. And man, moments like that, you gotta let go of the EMP and go in for the kill. Anyways, now down to Blend in a 1v3 situation. Is being stuck by Roundabout. Will he commit one more time? Yep, and that goes to Roundabout as they're able to secure that win and at least slow down DEFCON's momentum. Now, at least making the lead a little bit smaller. And that's what I'm saying. You know, it's a defender-heavy map, and maybe TVE's got this in the bag. You know, we'll see. Roundabout having fun floating around. But anyways, let's move on. DEFCON's first play not working out for them. I'm hoping they can mix it up, have things work out. Otherwise, it might be an uphill battle for them on the defending side, right? Defending side is definitely one of those sides where I think once you get those consecutive wins, it just starts working out so much better in your favor, right? I think on the attacking side, even when you have wins in your pocket, I think the impact is not as big, personally. Anyways, hard commit through the hatch with a 4-man push. And they are not wasting time as they are booking it. Anyways, commits hard through the room. And they get knocked out, and oh my goodness. Bada boom doesn't matter to them. They shut it down. And they had a 4-man push into a death zone. Bada boom shoots them down, but they are shot back. And that was the riskiest play I've ever seen from DEFCON side. And I will say this, you know, DEFCON is definitely a better, I think, defending team than attacking team what we're seeing here. Some of their plays are a little risky like that, and that's playing into DBE's hand, right? They literally have people set up on the jump spot, set up on the corner to shut people down. And it's hard. You know, the only times I've seen people do 4-man commits, they have a drone. Like, if I've seen a team, was it Eternity? I forgot what team played it, but they had a beautiful drone gameplay where they have 4-1 formation, but they were utilizing drones. And I think that's the only way you can do those kind of commits. Because you need those quick callouts. You need to know where people are at, left and right. Otherwise, you're kind of playing into their hand. What if you run into an ambush, right? Teams are spread out, and you know, if you're something like that where you're literally lined up, you got to think about this. When you're lined up back to back to back, your headshots are actually easier because now I can pop, and get headshots off left and right. And if you think about the recoil too, if I just keep firing it off, the recoil is going to just move me to the person behind you instead. Anyway, the drone going in, takes out the drone. The frag takes out the drone, sorry. So that plan gets shot down. Shade playing a little too aggressive into the hand and gets shot down by Blend from a wallbang. On the other end, what are they doing over here? They are going in for the breach, going in through assembly. And these teams are interesting. Everyone keeps playing this like height, laser height level, this crouch height level laser or whatever. Anyways, Mesmerize gets shot from the back end. From the back. Roundabout really trying to hold that angle. Can they secure it though? As breaching is happening left and right. Needs watch in the corner. Teams are flying everywhere. They are flying everywhere. Renegade shuts them down. It doesn't matter. Rex Everything gets a kill as they push into sight. Renegade gets poked down by Rex Everything. Is now down a Neat. Can they shut it down? They are stuck in Foreman by themselves as the team does their best to clear it out. And A has been cleared out. Are they going to go in for the plant? Yes, they are. I think they're trying to draw them out. Anyways, Neat commits to the room, gets shots in, but they unfortunately got pushed back. And gets a kill off, but doesn't matter. Budgie's there for the recovery as DEFCON shuts it down, giving them the round win. And one more in the pocket, and DEFCON secures one more victory for their team, leading them to a 3-1 for this series win. 3-0, sorry, for the series win. So we finally saw, I think, a good attacking gameplay from DEFCON. You know, as they lost, was it 3 rounds? I forgot. Kind of lost track. But this is, I believe their first attacking win. It would be good if they can get another win, but as we've seen earlier, DVE has done a good job of shutting them down on the defending side for them. Can they keep doing it? Because at this point, DEFCON's got the draw in the bag. They got the 6 rounds to them, so that the bare minimum, they're going to secure a draw. But can Dead versus Elite secure that draw, or will DEFCON secure the win? And the round starts. Are they going for a floor up kind of approach? They might be. Yeah, I think so. Normally I don't see this. A lot of teams tend to play on roof and just kind of play through the windows, but they are deciding scratch that. We're going bottom up. We're going from scratch. They don't care how you normally do it. We're seeing pings out from blue side. No one's in lockers. What we're seeing right now, they're playing hard side. You know, DB's not playing the roamers. They're playing very, very conservative. There goes the breach out. Can they get any shots in? Red Stray tries to come in. Frags out though. Doesn't hit him. Hits Blend on the back end. Mesmerize shooting down their players, and Shade takes down Blend. Mesmerize starts to commit to the corner. He gets shot down by Registry. And Registry takes another person out. Doesn't matter as they get shut down. A 2-2, and things have changed very, very fast. But they're actually in the clear as they have the EMP on their side, and that is a crazy laser that I have never seen. DEFCON does have breaching. They got the EMP. They can still win this. Looks like they're gonna go in for a plant potential on his little cubby. Double cloak. Predator down. Starts commit in. Bugs start going in. Gets the kill. Now it's down to Neat. Sees him but gets caught out, and the round win goes to DEFCON as they're able to secure that out and get the series win. Right, they get the series win with 3-0. DEFCON killing it. And wow, exhilarating gameplay. I really thought DB was going to come back and start doing a crazy defensive comeback, but they did put up a good fight, right? They came back with a 3-7, and they didn't let themselves get shut down with a 7-0 sort of setup, which was definitely good. But as we can see, one team was performing more consistently at a better level, and that was DEFCON, right? We're seeing the 7-2, the 7-5, and the 7-3. So what I'm guessing is DEADVERSES Elite is definitely better on a map like Hideout, but they're just not working as good on some of these other maps. And really, I think general gameplay execution. We saw several times where they were trying to have things work out, but they weren't able to clutch up or have things work out for them. And unfortunately, didn't work out for them several times over, so much so that the score ended up on DEFCON's side. But doesn't matter. At the end of the day, DEFCON's able to secure the series win with a 3-0. So very good gameplay, and especially for a team that has less time in the league, right? We're about to finish up the league in about a week or two. But they're showcasing that, hey, they can perform at a solid level, beating out a team that's ranked at 48. For a team that's very new, right? That's pretty good gameplay from DEFCON. I'm hoping we can see more gameplay from them, maybe from challenges or maybe in a match from next week. We'll see what happens. But anyways, we are finishing out the preseason in a week or two, so definitely cop in the Breachers, have a good time with us. Otherwise, I don't know if y'all saw the announcement, but Season 1 of VRML Breachers has come out. So we'll see y'all in September for Season 1. Which will be very fun. Otherwise, I believe preseason has a championship. I think it's top 10, 5 teams, however they decide. I don't know if an announcement came out for that yet. So keep your eyes peeled for the announcement as they will be coming out. Other than that, please check out the other stream that we currently have. I believe that is Pantheon versus what is the other team? They are going on right now. They're probably into round 2 or round 3. Pantheon and SKS Cam. If y'all have time, go check out that stream. They should be, about 1 or 2 maps in now, having a good time, blasting it off. Otherwise, thank you all for tuning into the stream. Thank you all for watching this DEADVERSES Elite versus DEFCON game. Besides that, I have nothing else to say, but have a good night, and hopefully we'll see y'all again in the next one.
Breachers VRML is brought to you by Triangle Factory, HyperX, ProTube VR, Thanks for watching VRML.